History Spotlight, brought to you by HEC Media and the Missouri Historical Society.
Hello, I'm Dr. Jody Sowell, president of the Missouri Historical Society in St. Louis, and this is History Spotlight. In the 1830s, a border dispute between Iowa and Missouri captured national attention when it escalated due to conflicting land surveys. Museum educator Andy Primm tells the story of what became known as the Honey War.
St. Louis loves honey. Whether we're enjoying some local honey from the farmer's market or raising bees in our own urban hives, this sweet treat is always popular. But here's something you might not know about honey. In 1839, it almost led to a war between Missouri and Iowa. This ridiculous series of events is known today as the Honey War. The whole thing started because the northern border of Missouri wasn't clearly defined. Missouri's first constitution, drafted in St. Louis in 1820, referred to a northern border that passes through the rapids of the River Des Moines. The problem is, no such rapids actually existed. Over time, several possible borders were proposed, but no one knew which one was correct. Then, in 1839, Missouri Governor Lilburn W. Boggs entered the fray. Boggs was a Jacksonian Democrat known for dynamic initiatives and swift, decisive action. He's probably most notorious for a controversial order issued just 1 year before, calling for members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to be driven from the state. In the matter of the border dispute, he proved no less aggressive. Governor Boggs strongly asserted Missouri's claim to the most northern boundary possible. Iowa, which was still a territory at the time, argued for a more southerly line. The two proposed borders were almost 10 miles apart. Then later in 1839, Sheriff Uriah Gregory of Clark County, Missouri, was dispatched to the disputed strip of land to collect taxes. Upon his arrival, the locals informed Sheriff Gregory that he was in fact not in Missouri, but Van Buren County, Iowa. Gregory received such a frosty welcome that he quickly abandoned his mission and hightailed it back south to safety. Governor Boggs was not satisfied with this outcome and insisted that the sheriff try again. A few weeks later, Sheriff Gregory entered Van Buren County a second time, where he was promptly captured and thrown in jail. Though the good sheriff was released in short order, it wasn't long before tensions escalated even further. An unknown Missourian took it upon themselves to cut down 3 honey-producing bee trees in the disputed area, enraging the local Iowa populace. Honey was, after all, quite a valuable natural resource in those days. The miscreant managed to evade Iowa authorities and haul the trees away, but was nevertheless convicted in absentia and fined $1.50. In Governor Boggs' estimation, this was an assault on Missouri's citizens and property, and he viewed it as no less than a provocation for war. Never one to back down from a challenge, Boggs dispatched 800 militiamen to the border. Iowa Territorial Governor Robert Lucas responded in kind, sending 300 militiamen of his own. Both governors appeared to be spoiling for a fight, and bloodshed seemed imminent. But the militia commanders were not eager for conflict, and the officers quickly agreed that a shooting war over honey trees was in nobody's interest. The governors then begrudgingly allowed the issue to be submitted to the courts. The matter was eventually resolved by the United States Supreme Court in 1849, which ended up splitting the disputed area roughly evenly between Iowa and Missouri. In the end, the Honey War was a ridiculous series of events culminating in little more than sound and fury. So the next time you're enjoying a delicious bottle of local honey, take a moment to remember the time Missouri and Iowa almost came to blows for the most petty of reasons. How sweet it is that cooler heads prevailed.
Next week on History Spotlight, the many successes of the Missouri School for the Blind.
To learn more about the Missouri Historical Society, visit mohistory.org.